WJBF Live, Viper 6. Rain covers all of the CSRA, and there's a whole lot more to come. You're watching WJBF News Channel 6, where you get your most accurate forecast first. Coming up tonight, look for rain with pockets of heavy rain. Temperature 73 at 8.
Now on News Channel 6 at 5, the severe and rainy weather is here. We're going to tell you what you need to know before you go out on the roads tonight.
Good evening, I'm Ashley Bridges, live in the newsroom. A AAA study on bridges pinpoints some area problems. So what bridges are bad? Details ahead.
Plus, a local chef is cooking his way to the top. We're bringing you his story right now on News Channel 6 at 5.
Live from Television Park in high definition, the station you count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Rain is falling, waves crashing as Tropical Storm Andrea comes ashore. Good evening, everybody. I'm John Hart, in for Brad.
And I'm Kimberly Scott, in for Jenny. Coverage you can count on begins tonight with news on Tropical Storm Andrea. The first named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season is pushing across Florida, dumping heavy rain and flooding roads. Now, Andrea has sustained winds as high as 60 miles per hour, bringing with it ongoing threats of tornadoes. At least 8 tornadoes have already touched down in Florida today, forcing families to take cover.
And I heard it start to rumble, so I grabbed her and we've got in my bathroom closet.
Well, the storm is fast moving and it's set its sights north. That means it's heading our way.
Tropical Storm Andrea clearing out the beaches right now in Georgia and South Carolina.
Our very own Brad Means is on vacation in South Carolina and sent us this video.
Well, hello everybody, and greetings from a part of the beach that's typically packed with people on a vacation Thursday. Not the case today, as everybody waits and watches to see what Andrea will bring. And what it is bringing are brisk winds and choppy seas here at the beach. Winds and seas that are picking up by the hour. I also did a quick check of the local roads, and they look normal. It seems nobody's leaving here because of the storm. They're just holding out for better weather, which at last check is supposed to happen sometime after lunch on Friday. Reporting from the Charleston County, South Carolina coastline, Brad Means, WJBF News Channel 6.
So Brad, vacation already ruined by a tropical storm. Now he's working and he doesn't get the vacation days back.
Wow.
Poor guy. Chief Meteorologist George Myers and Meteorologist Jason Nappy join us.
We will start with George. All the heavy rain we're seeing is definitely from Tropical Storm Andrea.
That's right. We're off to a wet start this evening and into tonight, and there's more rain coming our way overnight with pockets of heavy rain. Take a look at our WJBF Live Viper 6. You'll see Andrea just about ready to make landfall. A tornado watch in effect for almost all of Florida as that rain continues to push north across Georgia and South Carolina. Currently mainly moderate rainfall across much of the CSRA. That will continue through the evening hours, but as the storm rolls up the eastern seaboard, that's when some of the heavier rain will roll across the region and could possibly bring us some flash flooding problems with some heavy rainfall across Georgia, Carolina. Jason Nappy is in the Severe Weather Center. He's going to take a look at the path of Andrea and just some of the consequences that we'll have to face as that storm rolls up the eastern seaboard. Jason?
George, the ground is already saturated here, so let's take a look at our weather graphics and show you where Andrea is and where it's headed. She is headed northeast, just outside of Tampa. Take a look at the latest stats coming in. Actually, just increased to 65 miles per hour. Update that in a couple of minutes. Doing northeast at 17 miles per hour. Here is the track as Andrea over the next couple of days will move just east of us towards the coast of the Low Country and then up just south and west of New York City, and then right there over the coast outside of Boston. That's going to bring a flood watch in effect until tomorrow for the entire CSRA, with flash flooding is possible. Here are the rainfall totals by tomorrow. Here it is. Light the map up and you will see up to 2 to 4 inches of rainfall on already saturated grounds by tomorrow morning. And the live Viper 6 weather team will be here tracking it for you live all night, 5, 5:30, 6, 10, and 11. Back to you.
All right, Jason, George, appreciate it. Continuing our wicked weather coverage, the rain causing road problems and problems to the dams. In Sandy Springs, Georgia, that's just northwest of Atlanta, around 100 people had to evacuate their apartments because a dam is in danger of failing. The retention pond filled today. The dam gave way, crumbling into a creek below and bursting a gas line. The rush is on now to pump as much of that water as they can from the pond so the dam won't completely collapse. So a lot of roads in our area are completely soaked already. As George and Jason said, a lot of them are going to become flooded. Tyrone McCoy live with tips to keep you safe on those wet roadways.
That's right, John. As Tropical Storm Andrea moves into our area, we're expected to see inches of rain dumped on the CSRA. That means dangerous driving conditions. So AAA advises those who can to avoid driving in the heavy rains. For those who cannot, I sat down with a spokesperson to get the top tips for driving safety on the wet and flooded roadways.
If you have to be out on the roads, of course, you want to leave ample space between you and other motorists. Go ahead and allow yourself extra time to get to your destination. Make sure your headlights are on, and definitely do not drive into standing water.
AAA also advises that you check your tires and avoid cruise control while driving on wet roads. I'll have more driving tips from AAA right here on News Channel 6 at 6. Back to you, Kim.
Thanks a lot, Tyrone. Now, if you are driving, like you said, watch out for possible sinkholes also in those roads. Some have already formed in Columbia County. Crews are still trying to repair a sinkhole on Lake Stone Court. That's in the Barrington subdivision. They were working on an alternate access for those who live in that area. The road caved in following Monday's heavy rainstorm, and now with more rain on the way, crews say they're in standby mode.
We're in damage protection mode. What we're trying to do is isolate water lines. We don't want water lines failing. We're trying to make sure gas lines don't rupture. We're trying to make sure power lines don't break. Basically, until the rain gets behind us, it's hard for us to go ahead and make any kind of repairs. We don't want to open up any more dirt than we have to.
County engineers say the sinkhole formed after heavy rains overloaded the drains, causing the underground pipe just to explode. One area hit hard was North Augusta. Sinkholes shut down a large part of 5 Notch Road. Only the pavement remained. Everything underneath was washed away. Crews have been working to repair that road so drivers can use it, but they say it would be foolish to finish it right now with so much more rain on the way.
We'd hate for them to come in, do the work, and then we get a couple inches of rain, which is forecasted, and then it all go away and they have to come back and do it again. So might as well do it right the first time.
They say they hope to have the road reopened at some point next week. We'll keep you updated.
And another part of the Aiken County infrastructure in question, the bridges of Aiken County. A AAA study ranked a third of Aiken County's bridges as substandard. And who better to comment on Aiken and bridges than our Aiken County Bureau Chief Ashley Bridges, who went out to investigate just how they arrived at that conclusion.
John, it wasn't even the number that made me want to take a second look. We all know this country and this county has worn out infrastructure. The issue, though, is which bridges the study calls substandard. For example, the bridges of Palmetto Parkway and that Lawrence Street Bridge. Can they really be functionally obsolete when they've only been functioning for a few years or a few months? I went out to get answers. Bad bridges in Aiken County. With this one, you can believe it. But what about this one? Palmetto Parkway is still shiny and you won't hear this concrete creak, but it's labeled functionally obsolete.
It stretches the imagination to think that it could be functionally obsolete.
What he says makes sense. The bridge is only 3 years young.
It was designed to interstate standards. It was designed for very high traffic volumes. It's getting 1,000 cars a day, which we have residential roads to get that.
So I went to AAA to get answers.
It could be, too narrow or something, or maybe the bridge has bad visibility.
That's because after a bridge is built, standards can change, the width of the lanes or where the paint is placed. Here's another case, the Lawrence Street Bridge. It just opened in October, but it too is technically obsolete. In any case, you should care.
And that could cause traffic accidents, that could back up traffic, could lead to a lot of different things.
But the worst bridge in Aiken County, many of you ride over every day.
The #1 list on the one was on US Highway 1, and I drive across that every day.
So do you need to worry that the big Horse Creek Bridge will come tumbling down?
Be a crack in the bridge or something, and you could drive over it and pop your tire or anything like that. Not necessarily the bridge is going to collapse. Like, none of these bridges are going to collapse.
In any case, South Carolina has the lowest per mile funding in the country, and leaders say the priority shouldn't be Palmetto Parkway.
It's handled the traffic flow that it was designed for and could handle a lot more. And that's why I think the study was wrong in that instance. But in other points, it did point out that there are some bridges in the area that do need some attention.
And we will continue to investigate what DOT is doing to ensure that you stay safe. Edgefield County also had a third of bridges listed as substandard. John?
Ashley Bridge is live in the newsroom tonight. The weather not fit for swimming, of course, but apparently neither was one of Augusta's city pools. Dice Pool was scheduled to open the season at 2 this afternoon, but instead of kids splashing there was a city worker still trying to get it in shape. City officials say there's a problem with the filter system that prevented it from being ready on time. Crews hope it'll be fixed by Friday, which is tomorrow, to allow it to open.
It was Augusta's single biggest effort to get rid of rundown buildings. There were nearly 100 empty lots or empty homes. Now there are empty lots. They were eyesores at one time because last August, commissioners approved $500,000 to take on the blighted buildings. But hundreds of buildings are still standing. But that $500,000 approved last year, it's not there to help this time.
No, we can't. We have spent that $500,000, so we'll be going back to the commission to see if they have some additional funds they can give us for the demolitions.
Last summer, the $500,000 for tearing down the building was surplus left over from the 2011 budget. City Administrator Fred Russell says there's no money now in the budget to take down the remaining buildings. Well, did you know that during the summer a lot of kids don't have 3 meals a day?
I did not. Find out what one organization is doing to help keep these kids healthy.
So I'm asking citizens to help me out, help the sheriff out.
How the Augusta Commission and Richmond County Sheriff's Office are working together to prevent crime. That's up next.